all watching your Fast Life Motorcycle channel, and today I have a little bit of a sad story, somewhat of a cautionary tale regarding a father that was trying to sell a dirt bike belonging to his son, and now the 44-year-old father, James Beck, is now dead as a result of this failed transaction which started on Craigslist. So I'm going to go ahead and play the story and then we'll go ahead and talk about it a little bit. So let's get the story up here. All right, here it is.
Thank you, Leslie. Right now, Tampa police detectives are desperately trying to find the second person involved in the murder of a Bay Area father.
Yeah, the man was gunned down right in front of his young son when the two went to sell a dirt bike on Craigslist. News Channel 8's Ryan Hughes is live at the scene of the crime this morning in Tampa. So, Ryan, this was a cold-blooded murder.
Exactly, very sad. James Beck and his son came here to this East Tampa neighborhood to simply sell a dirt bike. That's when one of the men robbed them, then shot Beck in the head, killing him.
He was a wonderful man. He had a great sense of humor. He always knew how to make someone laugh. He always had a smile on his face, and he made the whole room happy.
Friends and family members have fond memories of James Beck. Tampa police detectives tell us Beck and his son emailed with potential buyers and arranged to meet them and sell the dirt bike seen here. That's when Ramontre Williams and another man showed up, robbed Beck, and then shot him. They took the dirt bike. Williams was arrested, but now cops want to find the other man with him. If you have any information on that man, you're asked to contact the Tampa Police Department. Now, Beck's son, he wasn't physically hurt, but obviously very distraught over this. Of course, cops have some advice if you're selling or buying on Craigslist. We'll have that information in the next half hour, Gail.
My heart breaks for that.
Friends and
Once again, you are watching your Fast Life Motorcycle channel, and pretty messed up that this man is now dead over a motorcycle. Now, we all love our motorcycles and everything, but it's sad to think that someone lost their lives over a motorcycle. Now, the latest update on the story has the two individuals responsible for this actually have been found. I think they found the first guy right away, and then they found the second one recently. This happened February 1st, and this was in Tampa. I believe it's Tampa. Is it Tampa Bay? But definitely in Florida. Tampa, Florida, or Tampa Bay, Florida. I'm not sure. I will send a link to the details on the story in the description of this video. But once again, the ad was posted trying to sell the dirt bike belonging to the son. They show up. They actually transport the bike to the location to sell the bike. And I guess it was basically a robbery situation. So they were trying to steal the bike. One comment I'd like to make. I wasn't there. I don't know the details. But I would wonder if this father unfortunately resisted. I'm sorry. I mean, we're all entitled to our own opinions, but for me personally, if I'm in a situation like this and I arrive with a motorcycle trying to sell it to someone, and I see they're trying to rob me, they want to steal the bike. Now, if my life is in danger, that's a different story. But if it's the bike that you want, you take that bike. There's this thing called insurance. And even if there is no insurance, I'd rather be alive, less one motorcycle, less the value of that motorcycle, than dead trying to stop a robbery. Now, I'm not making any assumptions. I do not know what the father may have or may have not done, but I'm just saying, even if he didn't, I know others would. I used to work in a computer store. We got robbed one time, and the guy came in with a knife and grabbed some computers, and one of my coworkers, this is way, way back right out of high school, one of my coworkers went after the thief. He ran out and chased this guy down. We weren't making any money. Not that that really matters, but we weren't making any money. I remember back then trying to buy a magazine. I had to think about whether I really needed the magazine. $4 or $5. I mean, we weren't making any money. What was it, 20,000 a year, 30,000 a year? I don't even think it was any 30,000 a year. We weren't making no money. I think it was in teens, to be honest, how much money I was making. It was just enough for me to pay my $5.25 a month rent where I was living. That kind of job, you're going to risk your life to go chase after some guy trying to steal some laptops when you know they have insurance. Right? So, if you are unfortunately in a situation like this, don't go try to be a superhero, whatever, I'm going to go and do all this kind of stuff. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, especially when you're outnumbered. 2 of these guys versus 1. No, don't do it. Now, beyond that, in terms of you guys that want to sell your bikes, you want to use Craigslist, obviously don't go alone. Now, he wasn't alone. He was with his son. His son, I believe, young teenager or something like that, so he's not really going to be able to do much. So not really relevant that he had somebody with him. If in this case, for example, I would want to have someone who could actually have my back. Now, here's the thing, though. The people that he was selling the bike to were kids. They were teenagers. The ones who killed him, these were teenagers. So you as a grown man, 44 years old, would you really, really be all that cautious going to sell a bike to some teenager? Or would you be a little bit arrogant, shall we say? And again, I'm not trying to say this is what he did. I'm talking to you guys, the audience. How would you approach this? Would you really be cautious and smart about it? Or would you just dismiss it? It's just some teenager. I'm fine. Only using that level of caution for someone who is your age and someone who seems more of a threat. Is that kind of the approach a lot of us would take? Because honestly, I'm not sure how I would approach this. Because it's young teenagers out there. It's little teenagers, man. So I don't know. That kind of complicates things a little bit, and I'm not entirely sure how I would approach the situation myself. But generally speaking, if you're trying to sell a motorcycle on Craigslist, you're going to meet a stranger, you want to be very, very smart about it. And I think perhaps the lesson learned from this scenario is you don't want to be thinking about, oh, it's just a woman, oh, it's just a teenager, because you know what? That could be the trick, right? Lure you in with someone who seems like they're not a threat. And then when you arrive, we can switch it up. So you have 2 grown men that want to rob you, and they post an ad with their son or their daughter who does the communication, talk to the phone. Yeah, come over. You know what? I'm not trying to make light of this, but you come over thinking you're selling it to some girl or some young kid, somebody innocent, but really it's 2 ex-convicts. You know what I mean? So the bottom line is, you have to understand that these things happen, and if you're going to try to sell a bike, you never know what you're getting into. You definitely want to pay attention. Whoever it is you're talking to, you want to listen and observe, ask the right question, get a feel for the person, and go with your gut. You don't feel right about it, then don't do it. No bike sale is worth your life. You don't feel good about it, don't do it. And even if you do, try to go there with someone who can back you up, know where you're going, you know the area. What kind of area is this? You want to do it in the daytime where it's well lit. You want to make sure you're going to a safe area. You want to go to an area with a lot of people around, and you want to have somebody who is there with you. And once you arrive on the location, have your guard on, assess the situation. Where's the person? Are they late? You know what I mean? Where are they? Take a look at them, size them up, and really, really put on your street smarts in that kind of scenario. Because unfortunately, this is the reality of Craigslist. Not just Craigslist, but this happens where people set up these situations where, they basically try to rob you. Sometimes if you're trying to buy something, that's the other setup, because they know you have the money, right? So I say, I have this bike to sell, right? So I'm the seller. And so in this case, the buyers are the robbers, but the sellers can be the robbers too, because the sellers know you're coming with money, right? So you come in cash, right? I'm selling you this thing for $5,000, $10,000. You've got $5,000, $10,000 in cash on you. There's a big risk. What if I just take the money and run? You've got to think, I hate that it has to be this way, but this is a reality. You're going to do these transactions. Be smart about it. Chris Carter, one of my top subscribers, is in the house. All hell, and there's a guy trying to sell me his ZX12 through Craigslist, which I can't meet him, and he's telling me we're going through a shipping company and whatnot. He in Spain, bike in Wisconsin. Yeah, you got to watch out, Chris Carter. Revolver Ocelot, terrible story. I agree. Give it up. It's not worth your life. That's right. Revolver Ocelot 07, I'd be cautious. It looked like a sketchy side of town. I agree. It did look a little bit fishy. Chris Carter says, I wouldn't bother selling anything through Craigslist. Take my bike straight to the dealership and let them and tell them buy the bike from me and be done. Damn all the internet action crap. Also, this one person had an F4I. Wanted all my information and asked for their phone number, and the person replied back saying, I can't talk on the phone because of a handicap. You know what? I had a scam situation just like that. They were trying to sell me this really, souped up, what was it? I don't know what kind of car. What are the TV screens in the back and all this kind of stuff? It was a really, really, low price. And I was like, wow, this is a really sweet deal. Why is the price so low? Really suspicious. But they had a whole story about why the price is low. Oh, it's my husband died, blah, blah, blah. All this nonsense. And then there was some weird stuff like texting me from different numbers. The text seemed automated, and then they didn't want to talk on the phone. They just want to talk via text. Oh, it's more convenient, and it just didn't add up. And then they're talking some military stuff. Oh, it's on a military base. Little do they know, I'm ex-military, so I know military, right? So some of the stuff they were saying in relation to the military didn't quite add up, and I did some research, found out that this is an ongoing scam about the whole dead husband nonsense and the cars on the base, and they want you to send the money electronically, blah, blah, blah. A lot of scams and schemes going on. You got to really, really be careful. Fast and fearless. Never thought of this. I have strangers calling all the time buying fish and tanks. I know it's not a motorbike, but it's the same thing. Yep. Doesn't matter what the thing is you're selling. Bottom line is, these kinds of transactions, you're going to sell something to somebody, a stranger, you bringing money, they're bringing money, whatever it is. You're meeting up with a stranger, and people set up these ambushes. And yeah, this is terrible news. So that's all I have, guys. I got some work to do. It is Saturday, and that is the news. You're watching your Fast Life Motorcycle channel. I know I haven't been posting much videos, but there are more videos coming, and I'm getting back into things. Just bear with me. Really, really crazy at work. I've got responsibilities, so I try to fit in YouTube when and where I can. Chris Carter says, if that F4I is still in Craigslist, I will show it to you through Facebook message. This person also also said the husband died and it needed to go. The person was asking $1,000. That's the scheme. That is the scheme. The widower trying to sell something for their dead husband because it's a sad story. Oh, it's so sad or whatever. But at the same point, they're appealing to your greed. It's like, oh man, you know, they're gonna sell it for anything because they just want to get rid of it. They don't want to deal with this thing. It's a memory of their lost loved one. So I'm gonna really get it for a really low price, right? So they're appealing to your greed. The whole thing is a setup. Don't be suckered by this kind of nonsense. This is your Fast Life Motorcycle channel. Thanks for watching. Ride safe. Don't forget to like the video and definitely comment below. If you hate this video, you hate this channel, then don't comment and don't like. That's the perfect way to destroy a YouTube channel. Watch a video and do nothing. If you do like the video, like the video. It's not for my ego. This is the way YouTube works. You have to interact with videos. Thanks for watching.